The words you use, the volume you use, just how you're presenting also teaches them how to deal with stress too. If you're freaking out and, I had a family recently where the parent wanted, I think it was the father, got so frustrated he threw something on the ground. Well, the next day, what do you think happened with the child when he got frustrated? He took something and threw it across the room and broke something. I think it was a china bowl. And the parent called like all upset and they're like, I don't understand. This is what he did. And we started talking about it. Turns out that's what dad does sometimes and had just done the previous day just because he was frustrated. So he needs some help with self care and how to help himself. But our kids are going to model us, they're going to use us as examples. So it's something so subtle, but it's so true.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That's such a great point.
Any, like, we can talk forever. Any, like, last minute sum up in your words, self care?
I just would stress to your listeners, it when you're doing these little things, I often feel this, but I hear it a lot from my clients as well. They think, well, what is this little 15-minute walk going to do? I need like 3 weeks on an island somewhere with nobody bothering me. And I say, yes, I hear you. And I would love to go there with you. However, little bits do make a difference. And I just remember when my kids were little feeling like, well, it's just so much work for me to have to even go out of the house for a couple hours to make sure everything goes the way I want it to. Let go of the way you want it to. It's okay. You can't have it both ways. You can't have things go perfectly and take your break at the same time.
Yeah, no, that's right. It's the little things that add up to the big things. I would say one of my kind of tidbits to our listeners is really, I really am big with create those sheets of those, like, on your notepad, a list of things,
Mhm.
making sure if socializing gives you energy, make sure you have plans to look forward to do, doing that, exercise alone. Like, I mean, people undervalue the importance of, I remember learning this in med school that exercise is an antidepressant. It's like, it's so effective. It's an antidepressant. And
Mhm.
so for so many of the families we deal with, they'll get down, they get frustrated, they get overwhelmed. And movement alone just brings you up those endorphins. And so I would say that all of our listeners need to have some sort of exercise program in general, because
Yeah.
when they're not doing it is when they'll realize, wow, I'm not feeling myself. I'm feeling low energy, because you're out of your routine. That brings you up, that gives you a level field, and it helps you decompress. It like takes it out. It's like,
Yes.
whew. Even though in the moment you might be tired and it's like, oh, I don't want to do it, but you do it. So having these routines, these schedules, and also the predictability of your life as much as you can. The structure, consistency, routine, and predictability in their lives helps their children. The schedules of knowing what, when, and where instead of everything in the air.
Yes.
That's also very helpful. And really utilizing therapy and support groups, you
Yes.
know?
Yes, and that's it. We have I've been running a support group for moms since 2008.
Is it virtual by chance?
It's been in person, but virtually what we're launching now is are some Discord groups, and they're just about to launch. So maybe by the time this one goes out, come on over to
What is it
autismblueprint.com and see.
exactly? What is it exactly?
We're going to have virtual groups. Those your listeners that have used Discord before, which is new to me. I'm learning it. My daughter's teaching me how to use it. It's a basically just a platform where people can either anonymously or not anonymously meet up, and so we'll have different chat rooms. Back in the day when we had chat rooms, when the internet first came out, that's kind of what it's like. And we'll have free ones, and then we'll have also paid ones for more things like webinars and things like
Yeah.
that. But
No, that sounds great.
I wanted to recreate what we've been doing in the office online. So we are going to have support online coming up.
No, that's great. And knowledge is power too, right? And utilizing support groups. I mean, the statement, I hate to use it, but misery loves company. It's like if you're feeling really, oh, I'm feeling so alone, I'm so frustrated. I mean, when we do our communicamps, I mean, one of the things that's so wonderful is that social identity connection, being able to identify with someone else that has something similar going on makes you feel better, because you're not the only one, instead of thinking and funneling into this downward spiral as I'm the only one and the negative self-talk. And that's another thing, get rid of negative self-talk. Every time you're like, oh, I'm so dumb, or I'm stupid, I shouldn't have done that. Like, stop it. You're like bullying yourself. So stop that right away.
Yes, yes. Self-compassion is important, really important.
All of these things come into play to, for our own self-care for sure. And a good trip to Disney World every now and then with all the fun music, like I highly recommend it. I jokingly write prescriptions for some of the parents, like go on a vacation, do this, do that, do a date night, like date nights, right? You probably had to do that with your husband, right? That's so important.
It is. It really is. Even, I mean, we've even had date nights where if we couldn't get a sitter, we would put the kids to bed and then, like, have dinner by ourselves, just, out on the back porch or whatever. Just,
Because
you might have
that's
to get
self-care.
creative.
It's self-care for your marriage.
100%.
Right?
Yes.
In your relationship. So that's so important too, is self-care for that. So it's not just yourself. That could
Yeah.
be a whole nother podcast, is self-care with a relationship, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a whole other thing. And if you're lucky enough to have a partner like me, I have a really good partner. I'm very lucky. I mean, we've worked on it, so it's not just luck, but we've learned how to check in with each other.
Yeah, for sure.
How are you doing today? Do you need a break? Do you need something else? And so that's how we spend our weekends now, where I say, okay, what day this weekend do you want a break? And then I'll get a break on the day that you don't.
That's great. I love that.
And
That's a
yeah,
wonderful.
we have to. You just
True
have to.
partners. And having
100%.
children with a challenge, a disability, is definitely not a great recipe for a great relationship unless you work at it, because it can pull you apart.
Yeah. Yeah, it can.
You have to actually be on the same team, else that's not good.